Senate Concurrent Resolution 47 by Senator Corbett relative to Philippine Independence Day.
Senator Corbett.
Thank you very much, Madam President. I rise with great pride today to present SCR 47. Today we are celebrating Philippine Independence Day and memorializing it with this resolution. This resolution recognizes June 12, 2013 as the 115th anniversary of Philippine independence, and it calls upon the people of the state to observe the month of June with appropriate ceremonies, programs, and activities. And there will be plenty to go to, and there have been already. It's a great celebration. The following legislative findings are in the resolution, including it's appropriate to recognize California's Filipino-American citizens and thanks them for their countless contributions to our nation's cultural, economic, and political heritage. With that, members, I'd like to ask you for your aye vote on this resolution.
Is there any further debate or discussion on this measure? Senator De Leon.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to join our Majority Leader, Senator Ellen Corbett, in supporting this measure. I have the honor to represent historic Filipino town in Los Angeles. And although I don't speak Tagalog, I do speak Ilocano. Well, for those who are from Ilocos Norte and Ilocos Sur. So, and when the great boxing champion Manny Pacquiao comes to Los Angeles to train in preparation of going to Las Vegas, he comes to my district and he trains in East Hollywood, which is just adjacent to historic Filipino town. So I recognize the amazing contributions of the Filipino-American community. And growing up in San Diego, obviously in San Diego there's a very large concentration of Filipino-Americans. And when my mother went through some very difficult times with cancer, and she eventually passed away, it was the Filipino mothers who actually took care of us, whether it was pancit or chicken adobo. They were the ones who made the food and brought it to our house. So I owe a large debt of gratitude to the Filipino-American community. So I rise in strong support of this Senate concurrent resolution, Madam President.
Thank you, Senator De Leon. Senator Leno.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to join my colleagues and Senator Corbett in support of this resolution, but also to welcome our Filipino-American guests. We have, of course, and I don't think this is a competitive thing, Senator De Leon, but we have a thriving Filipino-American community in San Francisco, and now in my recently new drawn district, which is now inclusive of Daly City as well. And of course, the home of the Filipino Free Press is in the Bay Area, and there are so many wonderful folks to welcome, but I would be remiss if I did not welcome the godmother of the community, Alice Bustos, who is with us today, and we want to thank Alice for joining us once again.
Senator Bell.
I also rise to support this resolution. San Jose has a Filipino heritage that actually goes back to one of the 12 founders of San Jose, who was a Filipino that started our city and became the chief, actually interesting, jailer of the city of San Jose, in charge of enforcement of justice. So San Jose has a very large Filipino American community that has been very involved in many fields, but I especially want to point out the fields of education and healthcare. And we have some great leaders in our community that have led us to have one of the finest healthcare systems in the state in San Jose, led by many of the leaders in our community in the healthcare profession. So I wanted to congratulate Senator Corbett and the Filipino-American community in California. It goes back to the founding of the first civil settlement in the state of California, which was in 1776 in the San Jose.
Thank you, Senator Bell. Senator Yee.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. It is really a moment of pride for me. I know that I'm older than Senator Bell. I know I am older for sure, Kevin De Leon, and I know I'm older than Mark Leno, and I know that I'm older than Corbett, and you too, Senator Emerson, and everybody. And the reason why it is a distinct pride for me is that as someone who has worked with the Filipino community ever since I was on the Board of Education back in the 80s, back then, no one really recognized the Filipinos at all. And over the years, the numbers of Filipinos have increased, but unfortunately, their presence in the legislature is just starting now. But while the Filipino community is just starting now, demonstrating its presence here in the Capitol, there are so many of us who represent large Filipino community that absolutely revere the Filipinos and their accomplishments and their contributions. And so it is really of great pride to me to see 4 senators lifting their mic on the floor of the Senate saying these wonderful things about the Filipinos. The last thing that I want to add is that my good friend, the Consul General, is in fact leaving us. He announced that departure last night at the Independence celebration that the Majority Leader and I were present. It is a tremendous loss, I know, for the legislature, but more importantly, it is a tremendous loss for the Filipinos here in the Bay Area in California. Your presence have been remarkable. You have been really a bridge not only for the Filipinos here, but also in the Philippines, and then to that extent, your government and our government have really worked well together. It is really, really big shoes to fill, but I'm sure that, Mr. Consul General, that you will guide that new person, but you will guide that person from the Philippines, and I hope that you will not retire, but do even more things for the Philippines, and out of that, helping the Filipinos here in California. So thank you very, very much for all of your hard work, Consul General.
Thank you, Senator Yee. Senator Monning.
Thank you, Madam President. I, too, just want to join. I want to thank Senator Corbett and our Assembly colleagues, and most importantly, thank our Filipino-American leaders for joining us today for this recognition. I had the great honor of working with the United Farm Workers Union in Delano. As many know, but unfortunately many don't know, Larry Itliong was one of the leaders with Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta who established the United Farm Workers Union and provided the leadership for that unity that gave rise to not just a labor movement, but a social movement. I had the honor of working with Philip Veracruz, Pete Velasco, and Agbiani Village in Delano. And my district today includes strong Filipino communities in Monterey, Marina, Seaside, and Salinas. So on behalf of those constituents, I rise also in recognition and thanks and appreciation for the contributions of the community on so many fronts. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Monning. Senator Gaines.
Yes, I just wanted to rise in support. Thank you, Madam President and members, for the great contributions of the Philippines and your anniversary of independence. And I just wanted to share a little personal story with you. My grandfather was the mayor of Berkeley in the late 30s and early 40s. And after that tenure, he was asked to help with the reconstruction of the Philippines after World War II, and was recognized for that effort in doing so. So we have a linkage I just wanted to share with you, and congratulations on your celebration of your 115th anniversary.
Thank you, Senator Gaines. Senator Corbett, seeing no further debate or discussion, if you'd like to close.
Thank you very much, Madam President. In a moment after the vote, I will introduce our distinguished guests, but I want to thank all of the members of the Senate for their wonderful and kind words and their warm welcome to our visitors today. And I ask you for an aye vote on this wonderful resolution that commemorates freedom of the Philippines that's shared with our country. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. All debate and discussion having ceased, Mr. Secretary, please call the roll.
Anderson. Aye. Bell. Aye. Berryhill. Block. Aye. Calderon. Aye. Canella. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. De Leon. Aye. DeSaulnier. Aye. Emerson. Aye. Evans. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Aye. Galgiani. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Hill. Aye. Hueso. Huff. I, Jackson, I, Knight, I, Lada, I, Leno, I, Ted Lieu, Carol Liu, I, Monning, I, Nielsen, I, Padilla, I, Pavley, Price, I, Roth, I, Steinberg, I, Torres, I, Walters, I, Wolk, I, Wright, I, Weiland, I, Yee. Yee, aye.
Please call the absent members.
Berryhill, Correa, Hueso, Ted Lieu, I, Pavley. Hueso, aye.
Ayes 36, no 0. That measure passes, and thank you to your guests, and a warm welcome to all. Senator Corbett, for what purpose?
Under privileges of the floor.
Without objection.
Members, I would just like to take a few moments to say a few more words and present the resolution to our honored guests. First of all, again, thank you, members, for your kind words today. Obviously, we all know of the amazing and many contributions of the Filipino community in our state and throughout our country, for that matter. And we know of many amazing people locally that have made a difference. Obviously, Senator Monning spoke about Larry Long and Philip Vera Cruz and their amazing work as civil rights activists and workers' rights activists. And I'm very proud to say, in my district, just a few months ago, we named a school in honor of these two individuals to honor their wonderful work, and that's the first time, and it's very important to recognize their work. We also know of the many distinguished individuals throughout the state that are making a difference. You heard mention Tita Alice Bulos, who is the godmother of Filipino politics, and we're very, very happy to have her here on the floor. And we thank her for her many contributions and her encouragement and support of so many of us. Thank you so much, Tita Alice. I'm very touched that you're here with us today. We also know, obviously, that our Chief Justice is a proud Filipina, Chief Justice Tani Cantil Sacuue, and our former acting Lieutenant Governor, now the Appointment Secretary, Mona Pascal. She is a proud Filipina as well. And with us today, I'd like to introduce our guests, many of whom are involved in government. As we know, Filipinos have made such an important contribution, not only in government, business, law, education, and healthcare, and so many other things. But I would like to take a moment to introduce our distinguished guests. With us today, give a warm welcome to the Consul General of the Philippines, Marciano Paynor Jr., and his contingent from the Philippine Consulate. Thank you so much for being here with us. Mayor of Daly City, Ray Benaventura, is with us. Myrna De Vera, who's the Vice Mayor of Hercules. Pat Gakoskos, Council Member, Union City. Jim Navarro, Council Member, Union City. Peter Buffetti, who is a Hayward Library Commissioner and future Senator, I like to say. Stuart Chen, I believe, may be with us or on his way, Council Member from the City of Alameda. And last but not least, elected officials, our very own Assembly Member, Rob Bonta. Also representing Kaya, we have their co-chairs, Genevieve Jopanda and Michael Pangilinan. Did I miss anybody? Oh, and Peter Buffetti's grandmother is here as well. We welcome her too. Thank you so much. Members, I'll just say a few more words. There are many other elected officials up and down the state of California making a difference of Filipino descent, and we know the difference that they make. So thank you so much for joining me to honor them today. And with that, I would like to present the resolution. Not quite sure who am I presenting the resolution. I'm presenting a resolution to the Council General. If you'll please join me for that presentation. Thank you very much, Council General Paynor. Thank you so much to your service, to your country, to the state of California, and to all of us. We will miss you, but we know you will be doing great things. Come back and visit us often, please.
Please welcome and thank the Council General.